welcome to the live stream. It is 6 p.m., almost 6 p.m. That affects the fishing. The water temp should be dropping into the 70s and the fish should be on the chew. So first time I've worn a jacket this year. I don't mind. So let's get rigged up. Well, I'm already rigged up. So let's get out there and fish. Here comes somebody in their golf cart. What's up, pup? Right? All right. I hope somebody's watching. Let's go catch fish. Hello, babe. LCRA says it's come up almost 6 foot already. Yep. Because last week the end of the boat ramp was only about a foot underwater.
I was going to say, when I saw it the other day, the water was slapping the edge of it.
Good, because I had to go get my boat out of the shop and launch it, put it in the marina tomorrow. So that's good.
So that just worked out.
That worked out good. Normally I don't like this cold front stuff, but
Well, I was just telling her, shoot, it's open, we might be able to take the boat.
yes, I think you probably can. That's right. All right. Make our first cast. I am not going to get in the water today. Yeah, well, that's where it needs to be, is out that way. You know that. Oh! Oh! Oh, I hope y'all saw that. There they are, right there. Missed a big one, guys. It might have been a drum, but it was right in the shallow water, right off that stump. And I was talking to that guy, and I just looked down and saw my lure, and I saw the fish swipe at it. But oh, I bet the water is way warmer than the air right now. If anybody's watching, drop a comment. Let me know. Fish for about an hour or so. Missed a bite. Felt like from a bluegill or something. That's okay. I'll catch anything. All fish are welcome on my videos. All fish. Anything pescatorial. That was a bite too. All right, we're gonna catch today. I can feel it in my bones. We're gonna catch something. Got 3 bites. I might be using the wrong color rooster tail, or I might need to switch to a grub. Usually a rooster tail is very reliable. So as I said, the air temp's in the, well, it's in the 40s right now. There's a north wind, so should be able to put something in the boot, in the boot. There's one right there next to that stump. Little tiny bluegill. That's right there. In the air, sorry. Okay, go. Go, 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 go. There he goes. Catch number 1. Awesome. Catch numero 1. There's one. That's a bigger fish. I think it's another bluegill, but it's way bigger. Oh, this is twice the size. Twice the size. My drag set way too tight. This one's twice as big. Another red breast. Barely hooked. All right, guys. All right, guys. Here we go. Little red breast sunfish. Back in the water. Ooh, the water feels good. 2 fish. This little cove's full of little stumps, and there's a decent drop off. Ooh, my hands are getting chapped and red already. Hey David, what's up buddy? We've caught 2 fish already. Gotten 5 bites, 2 fish. Cold front here in Texas. It is probably in the mid 40s with a north wind. I'm facing north right here where I'm standing. So I'm fishing this wind-blown shoreline. The water temps are still in the 70s, which is awesome because the fish don't care what the outside temperature weather is. I mean, only we do. And I have like an hour or so to fish, so I'm gonna fish. Using a rooster tail. What else? See what we can hook up with. Our lake has risen between 5 and 6. Yes, if I don't answer any questions immediately, I will be checking my phone every minute or two. And I will answer every question as I see it. Just gonna, dead fish bones. Just gonna run around this shoreline with this cove here. That is the main body of the lake right there. Travis is like a river, more like a riverine lake, highland lake. I don't know what you call it. It's typical big round bowl at all. It follows the old riverbed, which was on the other side of where I'm standing. As you can see, the bluffs and over there on the cliffs. I might have to get out on the boat this week too. Getting lots of weeds. I guess the wind's not only blowing the fish in, but it's blowing the weeds in too. How's the weather there in Virginia, David? It's a little chilly, in the 40s, not too bad. I want to catch a giant. I caught a nice one the other day on a live, probably a 5-pounder on a rooster tail. So maybe we can hook up with another one today. Let's walk around here to this point over here. I'll get the boat out later this week. Best fishing video ever made will be on Thursday. So that was an epic day, by the way. Just an epic day of fishing. Days you don't get that often. Whoop, whoop. You're not falling in the water here. It's too cold for that. I'd have to cut this real short if I fell in. Snag some line. No, it's a piece of a I missed a nice fish on my second cast. I was just kind of goofing off and wasn't really paying attention. And I saw it swipe at my lure, but it didn't really take because I wasn't ready. So I'm trying to be more diligent about watching what I'm doing. There's a fish. There's a fish. What is that? That's another bluegill, I think. Oh no, it's our first bass. I think it's a guad. It's our first bass, a spotted bass. Here's our Guadalupe bass. So if the trend continues, we've caught, ouch, 3 fish, and every fish has progressively gotten larger. Ow. This cold makes every little thing on your fingers feel. I got to get my... So David, that's actually a really good question, bud. The water in our lake is predominantly clear, and well, visibilities between, in the summertime, 5, 6, 7 feet. In the wintertime, 3, 4 foot. It's pretty clear. Like, you can clearly see the rocky bottom right there, right in front of me. And I like something that mimics the bait fish that the bass are feeding on, and the bass feed on little bluegills and minnows, and this is the exact size of those, like literally the same size as the bait fish they're feeding on. I like the gold blade in cloudy conditions and in dirty water, and I like a silver blade in super clear water or super sun. So this one is one of my go-tos, this color, yes. Good question. There is science behind it. I'm gonna have a video here in a week or two where I fished a brand new pond I found randomly on Google Earth in this tiny little town in central Texas. I had no clue if there was any fish in it. I didn't know if I could fish it. I don't know if it was private property. I just saw it on my map, said I'm gonna go over there and look at it. And I ended up catching 5 bass in about an hour, but I had to pattern them in a specific way based upon the conditions that specific day. So that video will be out soon. I've got so many videos coming up. Yes, David. Baitfish colors, gold blade, and bright colors for cloudy days and dirty water, silver blade and dark or silver bodied rooster tail for super clear water. And I always, if you'll notice I'm twitching my rod, I very seldom will just throw it out and bring it in, throw it out and bring it in. You have to make it look like a fish. I'm trying to imitate a fish moving through the water, so I kind of twitch it like this. Real twitch. I'll speed up the retrieve, slow down the retrieve. I want it to look imitating. I want it to imitate a possibly panicked bait fish. I'm just getting all kinds of weeds all over my junk here. All over my junk. I'm gonna start making my own lures. I'll send you one, David. I used to make my own lures way back in the day, but I just haven't found the time or the energy to do it lately, but I'm gonna start doing it. When you buy them in bulk, the materials in bulk, you can actually save a lot of money making your own lures. This spot's got a little more of a sandy bottom than what we were just fishing. Let's see if that makes a difference. There's certainly more weeds on the sandy bottoms. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I'm all about spreading the love of fishing. I'm like a fishing hippie. I should start a channel and name it The Fishing Hippie, even though I'm not a hippie at all. But it's all about spreading the love and the joy of fishing. And yes, I said fishing, like I-N, no I-N-G. Kind of going fast across this area because it's really shallow. Like the drop-off's pretty far out there. Like barely, I can barely reach the drop-off. I just know where it is. It's pretty evening though. Pretty soon gonna be daylight savings time next weekend. It'll be getting dark right about now. I'll have to figure out what we can do for lives and things. Probably lunchtime. There we go. This ought to be a good little spot. There's one. That's a nice fish, David. Here's your nice fish. As far as an ultralight fish goes, it's a decent little fish. There he is. Hey, our first largie. Our first largie. And a pair of sunglasses I found too. Let me set this rod down. First largemouth bass. There we go. On the chartreuse rooster tail. Caught 4 fish. Each one has been larger than the last, so let's keep that trend going. Oh, go the other way. There you go, buddy. Anybody want some Lake Travis sunglasses? I'm actually gonna take these home. Clean these up and give them away. All right, let's just keep fishing. How about that? Let's just keep fishing. I called it though. I told you I should be able to catch a fish on this spot. Yes, I think, David, that the action as well as choosing the correct color of inline spinner is key. I will guarantee you that I get twice as many bites with an irregular retrieve than I do with a straight retrieve. Now obviously there are days when you can just burn it across and it don't matter, but I found by far I get more bites with an irregular, I call it an irregular retrieve, and there's not even any rhyme or reason. I just do erratic different things to it. All right, we're gonna make 1 or 2 more casts here, then we're gonna go back by the boat dock over there. So. Yeah, this area is like super shallow, and normally I would wade, but I'm not getting in the water today. I am not prepped for getting in the water. We'll head back over to where the boat ramp is over there, and I'll probably make a few casts in the deeper spots. Who else is watching besides David? Drop a comment, shout out. We're gonna walk back towards the boat ramp. If you're new, we're fishing right after, at the very tail end of a cold front on Lake Travis. We've had rain, north winds, cold weather. The lake has risen 5 or 6 feet in 3 or 4 days. And the water temperature is still gotta be in the 70s. So the fish should just be chewing, and should be incredible fishing in the next few weeks. Should just be amazing fishing. We've already caught 4 fish. Now that we're kind of dialing in a pattern. There's one right by the shore. Tiny little bluegill. Look at this guy. He's tiny. Now we're going the wrong direction again. Going the wrong direction. This is a long ear sunfish, I do believe. I'm gonna let you go for a home fry. I knew the fishing would be good. Like I could keep saying to people, the fish don't care what the weather is outside of the water. It's a pretty fish though, isn't it? That's number 5. He's small, but he counts. So we fished for 27 minutes, less than that. And we caught 5 fish. Nothing big, but the big ones should be biting. Maybe not a rooster tail, but they'll be biting something. Nope, not a fish. Look how pretty that is though. At the end of this cold front, the sun's gonna come out. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, and Wednesday is supposed to be sunny and in the 60s. Wednesday I'm gonna go fishing in the boat. Oh, look how beautiful that is right there. Look how pretty that is. It is just beautiful. So pretty. Anyway, let's keep going. Who's watching? Please shout out. I like to say thank you for watching. Call your name out. If you have a channel of your own, drop it here. I'm absolutely 100% glad to share and promote other people's endeavors as well. Shout out, drop your channel, drop your links, drop your Instagram, drop your Facebook, drop it all. Drop it right here in the chat. I know David will check it out. David and I follow some of the same other channels. Especially, I love watching the smaller channels. That's a good one. Drop a comment. What's your favorite small fishing channel? And that can include your own. Uh-oh, I'm on the log. That might not be. Okay, it came off. We got a little bit of deeper water right here. There's some stumps in the water in front of me. It's probably going to be really hard for you guys to see them, but I can see them in the water. There's some submerged stumps. I want to bring my lure right across, right next to them. Follow, drop it, and I'll follow you for sure. And maybe anyone else that might be watching will watch it, would blah blah, will follow you as well. Can't speak today. I guess the chilly air's got my vocal cords flarping out. We're gonna go fish up past these boat docks. That's usually the better spot anyway. I wasn't sure we'd get any bites over here because it's shallower, but this cold front has brought more water into the lake, so kind of exploring around a little bit. This little shoreline is just full of rocks, grass, and stumps, and it's a great spot to just get out and cast and catch fish, have a good time, enjoy the evening. Well, I appreciate it, David. I do work pretty hard at this channel, I will say. I mean, I'm doing it mostly because I love it and because I'm being productive and not just sitting on the couch after work and, you know, doing nothing, playing video games, you know? So, my wife told me recently, she goes, you know, I thought you would like do the video thing for like a month and then stop. She goes, I'm so proud of you for just keeping going. You haven't given up, you haven't stopped. So, yeah. Oh, here's a crawdad lure right there. I'll have to come back and pick that up. All right. Let's see if we can't pick up a better fish here. That wind is blowing. It's probably blowing 15 or 20 at least. I'm sure y'all can hear it. It might mess with my connection, so I hope not. All right, it's about time to catch another fish. It's been a minute. That's the fish mobile up there on the hill. This boat dock's a really good spot because it's got drop-offs on either side of the concrete ramp. There's one hooked up. That's a decent fish, David. Oh, I hope y'all saw that. I hope you saw that. That was a good one. Oh, he's coming out here, okay. I better loosen my drag a little bit. He wants to go out in the deep water. Check that out, listen. Don't you love it when the drag just goes? I mean, he's not a monster. He's probably a 2-pounder. But it's a bass, all right. Right across, right when I called it, right on that boat dock. There he is. Don't you go on that cable. Oh, that's not, oh, and he's off. Well, we got to see him at least. Well, lost that one. I think that's my fault. I think I was fooling around with him too much. And I actually really should bring my little my net. I have a little collapsible net I travel with. And I really should probably bring that. Because I would have probably landed that fish if I'd have brought my little landing net. I was fooling around with him too much. I wanted him to run the other way towards the shore so I could get right up next to him. Now these rooster tails are just fish catchers. They are not the perfect lure by any means, but for just catching fish in many situations, they're just, you just can't beat them. They're effective, they're cost effective, and they just catch fit. There's one. Missed it. That was either it could have been a tree branch. I think it was a fish. There it is, there it is. Right when I slowed the retrieve down. Right when I slowed the retrieve down, he bit. That's what I was talking about, David. He's off too, dang it. But that's what I was saying about the retrieve. Making a regular retrieve. And right when I changed my cadence on the reeling, that's right when he bit. All right, we lost the last two. We are not gonna lose the next one. They might be stacked up along this little area here. I had a fishing video in New York City where I caught like 8 or 9 bass. None of them were big, but just in one spot in this Central Park pond. And I couldn't catch basically anything anywhere else. There it is, hooked him, got him. Oh, maybe I'm hooked, maybe I'm hung. Dang it, that's not a fish. That's not a fish. Well, that's a really good question too, David. On the rooster tails, no. Rooster tails come with a really good hook. Those last 2 fish that I lost was not the rooster tail's fault. The first one was my fault. I was fooling around. The second one, he just wasn't hooked good. But the answer is no. On a rooster tail, you don't have to switch the hooks out. Okay, good. It came loose. So the answer is no. And now, I like a smaller hook, but a stout, thicker gauge of hook. I don't like the little thin ones. If I can, there's a fish. Golly, that's 3 that came off. I might need to switch the color of this lure. Sometimes they're just coming swiping at it, and that might mean that your color of your lure is not what they want. Man, that's the last 3. Well, at least the fish are super active. No doubt about that. All all of those last bites were all right off the edges of this boat ramp. I'll make one more cast to the edge of this boat ramp. I'm trying to bring my lure right down this edge. We're gonna land then. There it is. Golly, that was another bite. All right. You know what? We're gonna switch the color out. And I'm not saying that randomly. I'm saying that because many times, if the fish are just swiping at it, then they're not fully committing. Then it might be the color of your lure is not quite what they want. So I'm gonna go with more of the rainbow trout color. That's another good one. Let's see, so we lost 4 bites in a row. So this will be a good experiment. If I change the color, it's the same size and it still has the gold blade, right? That we talked about. But sometimes the color will make a difference too. I find that that's, out of all the variables, the least important one probably. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I bend the line tie in wire just a little bit. That also helps reduce the line twist. And I use an improved clinch knot. 2, 3, 6, 7, through, and through. Pinch off the tag. And I use a swivel, a high quality ball barrel swivel, in this case about 6 inches. So if my theory holds true and the color matters, then we should get stronger strikes or no strikes if we went the wrong way with the color, which is of course possible. I find that this is also a good color, even though it's very bright. It works very well in a lot of different conditions. And if this color doesn't work, I'm going to switch to a brown with a gold blade. I can't believe I lost the last 4 fish I hooked. That's nuts. Nuts. One more cast here, we'll go move on down the shoreline. There's one, bit it. All right, let's find out. Right along the edge of that boat ramp, right where the, yep. No, I don't know, because I don't know if the color matters so much. Because if you look where they're hooked, well, he's back in the water. Nice little spotted bass. He was hooked on the edge of his mouth. And all the other bites today from bass were hooked at the top of their mouth, on the outside of their mouths. That means they're swiping at the lure. But we did get one on the shore. Yeah, thanks, David. I'm always thinking about stuff like that. Tweaking small things. Like the video where I cut the feathers off one of these, and I just want to know, does it matter? And I'm sure there are situations where it doesn't, and I'm sure there are situations that it does. we're recording. I think these fish are all going to be in the shallower water because of the front and the water temperature and the weather and seasonal change. Am I frozen? Not frozen anymore. Awesome. All right, if you're watching, please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I know the wind's blowing right into the microphone right now. This little boat ramp area is just loaded with fish for some reason. I think that's because it's got everything they need. They have depth changes, deep water, shallow water, cover,